All righty, it's 5 p.m. I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. We'll begin with a quick roll call. Mr. Barton.
Here.
Mr. Freshair.
Here.
Dr. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Chapman.
Here.
Dr. Manning.
Here.
All right. Everybody stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right, at this time, I'll move us into delegations, and we do have a delegation this evening. We have Miss Lucy Ann West. Lucy Ann, if you don't mind to come up here to the podium, just so we have that microphone where people on the stream can hear us. I'll get the timer set real quick, and Lisa's gonna.
Two issues that I brought before. On 2/25, I called Dr. Manning and left him a message about the Partners in Education sign in front of the high school. In 3/31, I came to the Board of Education meeting, and Dr. Manning said he was working on it and said that would involve some with Glenville State, since they are partners in education. You will be glad to know I went to Dr. Manchin's office today, gave him a picture of the ugly sign, and he is in the process of taking care of that. Moving on to number 2, I also brought up about the FFA sign at the Lewis-Gilmer border at Leading Creek School, which this is what it looks like. I wondered if any progress had been made on getting a new sign or it being ordered, or what the status was, or where it was being ordered from, or when the arrival might come. Or the other option, as I said in the meeting before, it's ugly. It's an embarrassment for Gilmer County and the Board of Education and the students and the parents and anyone who visits. If we're not going to get a new sign, let's take the old, ugly, bent, non-readable sign down. Is there anything that has been done towards that?
I have spoken with Mr. Cox about the sign. I don't know in the progress of he's ordering it or not. We talked about the Career Center making the sign, making something that would last. I think that their machine shop was down after that during that time, and then by the time they've got it back up, they were out of school. So I could follow back up with Mr. Cox about that sign to see what kind of sign
If
he
nothing
wants
else,
to
can we
order.
take the ugly bent sign down? I don't know if the state road puts it up. I don't know if the Board of Education puts it up.
Mr.
And
Cox.
people have been asking me, why, Lucy Ann, do you care? Because I care and it's the right thing to do.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like for you, when you go through the stoplight, look at the Gilmer County High School sign right at the stoplight and maybe pay note to that one too.
I've never seen that.
Okay. All right, that'll move us out of delegations and into reports, and we don't have any. So that will then move us into the consent agenda, and we'll start with the minutes of the regular meeting of August 11, 2025.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of August 11th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of August 11, 2025. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All right, we now move to approval of the minutes of the special meeting of August 13, 2025.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the special meeting of August 13th, 2025 as presented.
So moved. Or second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to accept the minutes of the special meeting of August 13, 2025. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All right, we're on to bills for payment. Ginger, you have the floor.
Just draw your attention to a couple of things. The batch that has Roberts Builders in it, that is just a partial payment. We failed to type that on the description, so you will see that again for the remainder of the job. Part of the job is complete, but not all of it. We also had to enter something there last minute to get the agreement between Global State and the Board of Education put in place. So we added that to a batch that already had an invoice in it. So the $564.78 for Hardman's is not duplicated. It is on paper, but not in real life. It is just the one payment. So that just seemed a little confusing to me, and that's all I had.
Okay. Any
Nick?
questions for Ginger? Hearing none. Sorry, Hillary.
I make a motion to approve the bills for payment.
Second.
Okay. It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the bills for payment as presented. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All right. Then we have the cash report for July 2025, Ginger.
Okay, so for July, in the month ending July 31st, 2025, we brought in about $919,000 and sent out about $436,000. And mostly that's because we have a lot of payroll that we process in June, and then we have to submit those, and those receipts typically come in July, so nothing else unusual, just plain old cash.
Okay. All righty. That'll move us into open enrollment. Dr. Manning.
I don't think we have any open enrollment. We just had that on there just in case we would
Okay.
get a few. We've had a few come in, so.
All righty. So then that'll take us into new business, and we have discussion and possible action of Gilmer County High School athletic general admission and sports passes. Dr. Manning.
Let me get these things passed down. There should be 2 pieces of paper on for each of you. Okay. So we have come up with a proposal to increase our athletic competition admission prices. A lot of most teams around the LKC are $7. We are still at $5 per ticket. Multiple reasons for the need. Number one, the price of everything has increased. The price of football helmets, baseballs, equipment, those types of things have increased. On top of the increase of just general inflation, we have a higher amount that we pay out to referees. So officiating costs have jumped. In football, for example, you have to have 7 referees now. And each one of those are over $100 a piece. When you add the ticket takers, the clock runners, the whole crew that runs a football game, and you're in a football game at $900. So the revenue, two reasons for it. The revenue that it used to take to run a football game has increased, or a baseball game has increased. The cost of officials have increased, which has put a squeeze on our athletic budget. We have a good athletic budget, but we just we aren't able to do the extra things that we need to do as far as athletics. So one of the things that we propose to do was a ticket price increase that would include a straight $7, like many schools around us do, and try to offset some of those costs of referees and the price of baseballs and the price of footballs and uniforms and all of the different things that cost more money than what traditionally they have cost. So this is a proposal. We thought this could be a topic that could be brought to the community that might make some people unhappy. So we thought we would try to seek board approval on this. Many of the LKC schools charge $7 per ticket, and we just have always charged less than that. We had debated this 2 or 3 years ago with the price of tickets and decided, we would keep it the same, but it's getting to the point, especially right now, it costs a lot of money. This is a great problem to have, but it costs a lot of money to go to state tournaments. And we have the opportunity to attend, if our athletic teams do like we think they're going to, we have the opportunity to attend up to 6 state tournaments this year. You know, when you're talking about looking at golf and volleyball, girls basketball, baseball, softball, it adds up to attend those things, the hotel rooms and things like that. So in order to provide our students the same experience that we've been providing them, I think it'd kind of be essential for us to do this price increase of the general athletic competitions. We also, on top of a price increase, have looked at the structure for season athletic passes. And we're proposing going to kind of like what the college does with season passes, and doing a season pass, a single season pass with a +1 admission. And that would be $150 to attend all of that season's competitions that would be available. And to move to that, we have been at $100 for athletic pass for a very long time. And I mean a very, very long time. I've talked to our new AD, and she said that's what it was when she was there the first time around in the 90s. So it's been a long time. We have not increased that price. And we added up the amount of money that we're losing, and it's a very vast amount of money that we are losing charging that price. We we have a lot of home competitions, and it got down to where it wasn't even $1 a game to attend. And that's great for the community, but the students feel the impact of that because there's not the revenue built back into the athletic funds to do the things that you want to do in each one of those sports. We have created an online streaming, which has been very well received, a streaming service, but it also has hurt attendance because you can watch the games from the comfort of your living room now instead of attending a game. So right now, instead of taking that money out of athletics, we are seeking people to utilize our broadcast network and selling commercials to pay for the programming. And that programming is split between us and the high school sports teams. The sports teams traditionally used and utilized Huddle before we ever streamed a game. They utilize that to break down their film. It's kind of like it breaks down everything for them instead of driving to meet the coach and spending hours watching the film. That program breaks all that down. It tells you how many tackles somebody has, or how many base hits somebody has, or how many block shots somebody has. They utilized that before and paid a portion of that. We're trying to sell advertisements to our local businesses so we can free their space up, where we can pay for Huddle out of local advertising funds, and that would free them up some funds to do what they need to do to build their program on top of getting a percentage of this ticket price. So I'd ask you to support this. I think it's going to be, we've chewed on the numbers a lot, and I think it could impact us by putting several $1,000s in our athletic fund. It's a chance to be able to give the funds right back into the athletic funds where they would have a direct impact on the student.
Do you have a recommendation, Dr. Benny?
I recommend making a motion to increase the general admission ticket price to $7 a game. And additionally, I propose to approve the season pass price to be adjusted to $150 to reflect the change that are presented.
So moved.
Second. Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to accept the superintendent's recommendation to increase the general admission ticket price to $7 a game, and then additionally propose that the season pass price be adjusted to $150 to reflect this change as presented. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All right, we don't have any old business, so that'll take us into personnel. Dr. Benny.
Recommendations for professionals: Sharon Jones, ALC Teacher Administrator; Eileen Matheny, Student Support Specialist; Craig Arthur, Student Support Specialist.
I move pursuant to 6-9A-42 of the West Virginia Code that the board go into executive session to discuss personnel and personnel matters which, if discussed in the public, might affect adversely the reputation of any person.
Is there a second? Okay. Been properly moved and seconded. We go to executive session. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
rise from executive session.
Second.
Right. It's been properly moved and seconded to arise from executive session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll reconvene in open session. Dr. Manning will go back to the professional section of the personnel agenda.
Professional section, of course, making the recommendation that all these folks are recommended pending background checks and certification. Sharon Jones, ALC teacher administrator, Eileen Matheny, student support specialist, Craig Arthur, student support specialist.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the professional section pending background checks and certification. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All right, we have no service on the extracurricular.
Extracurricular, got Kelsey Hickman, recommendation, head cross-country coach, Anita Roberts, recommendation, itinerant counselor.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the extracurricular portion of the personnel agenda. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All right. So that'll move us into continuous improvement, and we'll start with the West Virginia Department of Education accountability data.
So this is not the full accountability data. This is just a piece with the test scores. The full accountability data hasn't totally been released yet, but this accountability data we have released is the test scores of the FY25 school year. And attached to this is what I feel like would be the superintendent goals moving into FY26. I first just want to say thank you to the students, parents, teachers, staff, administrators, and board members. We had an outstanding year. We had significant growth. I've called and talked with State Department members about this growth. We had an outstanding year. I go back 12 years before we've had a year like this one. It's been far before pre-consolidation, and I think that we're definitely on the right track. This is little clip outs from the actual file that the state sent us. The file's big Excel file. You can go on Zoom WV and click on all this information. We basically improved from 25% to 35% and from 35% to 45%. In both reading and math, we had proficiency rates that improved 10%. And we met our goal of doing it. That's where we set our goal. I feel pretty confident that we met both goals. We met our attendance goal. We met our behavior goal. We really had a very good year last year. A lot of people have worked very hard. We've put a lot of new programming in. We have worked with our Gilmer Accountability Team of Excellence. Our GATE team is out there making really quick decisions on how to solve problems, and then that feedback's provided to the leadership teams, and a leadership team works on plans to build that. So with that being said, everybody likes to know exactly where we stand. This is the kind of the site that all the locals refer back to as our ranking. And you can see that we moved up to a 4-star rating. I'd like that to be a 5-star rating, but we got the 4 stars, which I'm pretty happy with. If you remember when we first started, there was 1 star there. So according to School Digger, we are ranked 18th out of 55 districts, which is a vast improvement. So very happy with the overall Gilmer County Schools ranking. This number was at 97 last year. So we went, we've got the 20th out of 111 high school. You can see the breakdown there. If we can reach the goals that we set this year, moving forward with the strategic plan, we're going to be nipping at the top 10 in the state. So very happy with where that's going, and you know what we've been doing in the classroom setting is working. So I went down all of that longitudinal data with SAT scores. We had a really high 11th grade group last year that are going to be seniors. We had very high 10th grade group that are going to be juniors. But where we're moving the needle at, and where we wanted to move the needle at, is the middle school. And we're moving those students to be on mastery, the performance that they need to be at. So that's moved the needle with this school in particular. So we would still like to have that up higher. We want to get that higher. We feel like we've got the capacity to do that, but we're performing very well. And this is relatively about the same. We were in the 170s last year. So the elementary school's about the same as what they were, out of 355. We're really going to try to get in there and focus on moving the math needle. We finally got that ELA kind of heading in the right direction. Now, if we get the math to do the same, but we're setting right around the mid 50s in this area, and we would like to get up into the, getting 60 to 65% proficient in ELA in the mid 50s in math. So we're having meetings, and we're going to be having a GATE team meeting. I think it's the 12th of September. And we're just going to continue on where that team meets. We go out and look at what needs to happen in the school, what we need to work on, and then implement it. There's lots of different things that we've implemented over the past couple years, but it's nice to see some of it go to fruition. I got an 8th grader, so I can tell that some of the things, like Mr. Barton will tell you, we wanted a reading initiative for the middle school. We want the middle schoolers reading. And Theron said, "This is my book for my sustained silent reading," and he's got it. And we're trying to build classroom libraries where we can have them reading, because I kind of left out of, just not reading enough all the way through school. So we've created those little things through that GATE team that's made, and I think is going to make a significant difference. So our path is to set our goal. We want to be in the top 10. We want to be in the top 10 districts. We want to be have some top 10 schools in the state. And in order to do that, we have about 8%. If you go and analyze the data, and it's on Zoom there, and if you need a copy, I can forward you a copy. But if you look at some of those that are in the top 10, we're about 8 percentage points away in both ELA and math to be there. So we're going to try to do everything that we can to get there. Moving 8% of our students might sound like a lot. When I first said 8%, everybody's like, "Oh, Lord, we just jumped 10%. Can we jump 8%?
We can do it.
8%. 8% is basically 4 students per grade. When you have about 50 in each class, 8% of 100's 8. 8% of 50 is about 4. So when you're talking about using those interventionists and moving 4 people, it's a doable thing. We can move 4 more people. And if we can move 4 more people per classroom, then we are going to be in the top 10 districts, and we'll probably have a top 10 school. So that's our goal. We want to continue to utilize the accountability team to make adjustments. And I've said this a lot. We have to be super nimble with that team instead of people being locked into the way we've done it for years. Sometimes we go out there and figure out this isn't working. We got to be nimble and change right then. And even though it feels slow, it's still pretty nimble for school accountability team to be able to do that and make those adjustments. We do that twice a year. We've made our fall adjustments based off of our spring walkthroughs, and Mr. Barton was there. He could explain to you. We have those meetings and say, hey, this is exactly what we need to work on to bump the needle the following fall. Then we've implemented that over the summer, and we will start our fall review to make sure what we said was implemented, and then move forward with other areas that we feel like we have concerns. I feel like if we can reach that target of 8%, we would be competitive with all districts around us and all districts in West Virginia. So we're very close. We are going to, over the next 4 or 5 weeks, take pieces of this and get out there so our public knows. We want to work with you all and post on social media and really get our public to know that what we're doing is working and how we've moved up in the school rate rankings and how our schools are performing better. With that being said, I'm going to move into the next section on the agenda, if that's okay, which is actually setting those goals. I have to set goals every year, and these are some that I felt would put us there. I've set these goals high. The 10% growth last year, I said I thought it was really high. This is 8% growth. This would put us in an area to be at the top of the state. And it would be improve reading and language arts proficiency rate by 8%. It is improve math proficiency by 8%. It's reducing the chronically absent rate. Our goal last year was 25%. We surpassed that. We've got down to about 21, 22%. We'd like to get that at 18% this year coming up. And then we also would like, and I see a typo, doggone it. We'd also like our behavioral referrals. Our teachers that have behavioral referrals, we've went from over 2,000 referrals in 21 to 900 referrals last year. We would like to be sitting around the 500 to 700 range for both schools. I would like to see those referrals dropped by another 10%. And the way we do that is through our positive behavior, PBIS, positive behavior and intervention support frameworks. And we just, honestly, it's done with student engagement. The more the students are engaged in class, the less behavior problems they have. So I think that those are all high goals, but attainable goals. And if we can do that, we will be one of the top districts and have the best schools in the state.
Great progress.
Very good, Dr. Manning.
It was a really, really good year, a very good year. And I'm hoping with what we've implemented this year with increased instructional time, we've reorganized the schedule. We've switched to a block schedule. We're reorganizing counseling services. We're reorganizing the way kids get to Career Center. We've built a dual credit program. It's coming along, and I think it's going to really pay off eventually. So very proud of the work the teachers did, the principals, the teachers, but want to give kudos to the parents and students because they are scoring better than they have in a very long time. I went back to 2013. We were ranked about 10th, and we want to try to get there again. We're 8 slots away from that right now.
We're going to do it.
So
Gonna do this.
Speaking of behavioral referrals, how did the no cell phone roll out?
Man, you're stealing my board member comments over here, okay?
It went very well. I think our students have really respected the rules, and they are not violating the rules.
I've talked to some teachers. They said it's the best year they've had.
My son really hasn't complained.
Yeah, I haven't
Mine
had any
hasn't.
complaints out of the students, and they were glad that we went with the policy that we went with keeping them locked up and not giving them partial use. That it's not, it hadn't even been
I will say this, we got a kind of an update, a legislative update. There been some folks that pushed the boundary on, can you have them in backpacks? Can they be in the classroom? They did follow back up and say, this needs to be locked in a locked container for the time period. So those people that kind of push the boundaries of whether they can have them, they can't have them. I will say this, my observation of it, I haven't seen cell phones, and I've been out there every day, but I have heard a lot of conversation. And when I say it's a little harder to get used to because kids are talking face to face, it's a little louder than what it used to be because, everybody sat around and looked at the phone. So a lot less conversation. So it's a little bit louder, at lunch and different things. The noise level's a little higher. I think people have we're used to kind of having what I call the babysitter, the iPad or cell phone. The kids are speaking. I have personally seen kids that I've never seen speaking to anybody during lunch, talking face to face with people. The type of kid that would go sit in the hallway and play video games or something on their phone during their lunch are physically having conversations face to face.
I expected Colton to hate it, but he's not.
So,
He had much to say about it.
Who knew that us as humans like companionship,
Yeah.
conversate.
but as far as the test scores go, I'm very happy with our test score, our performance on our benchmark assessments last year. And if we could set those goals at 8%, I would feel really good about getting in the top performing schools in the state, to being one of those top performing districts. We're very close now.
Yeah, we're very close.
We're very competitive with everybody in the state now, but I think that would get us where we need to be.
Well, I don't know if I would have believed when I started this, however many years ago, that we could have come this far in this amount of time. So I'm very pleased.
So a couple things just to partner with our mission. Continue to be positive, talk good, tell your friends and neighbor how Gilmer County schools are improving. We're going to continue to use Project Connect to spread that word over the next few weeks. We're going to continue to focus on growth, strategically partnering with stakeholders to stay focused on goals and growth, dedicating the time to instruction. And then you guys just, when we meet with our GATE team and when we work as a collaborative team, sometimes we bring initiatives that we need the freedom to invent. We need the freedom to continue to do what you guys have provided for us. We have had that freedom to change benchmarks. We've had that freedom to create dual credit programs with the college and work with the Career Center and pick up programs like Mastery Prep and those types of things. Those have given us the boost that we needed. So that has worked very well for us. So that's what we continue to urge, is just to partner with our mission and so forth. Any questions?
I would just compliment everybody on their hard work. The only way you get better is by setting high goals. If they're easy to obtain, they weren't high enough. So you may not get there, but you gotta have a bar to shoot for. And like you said, I think the GATE made a difference because we looked at an awful lot of stuff and
We have.
there was a lot of changes.
Yep.
that were made. So
And not every one of those changes is going to work out perfectly. To continue to give us the grace to fix things as we go.
Flexibility,
Yeah. Because you just never know what might work or what might not work. And when you're trying to create a lot of stuff like that at once, sometimes I will say this, the schedule worked. It's working. We changed the schedule. The complete schedule's changed. We offer, 83-minute classes now. We increased instructional time and those types of things. And when you're changing those types of things, sometimes you have something that falls through the cracks that you don't think about. But so far, everything seems to be working pretty good.
All right,
All
that'll
right.
take us out of the continuous improvement section and lead us into the superintendent's update.
Well, one of the things, hold on just one second.
Okay.
One of the things that I would like to see is you make a motion to approve those superintendent goals. If you guys were good with that, of setting those goals at,
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to accept the superintendent's goals as presented by Dr. Minnie. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries.
okay. Now we're on to my update, right? Just giving you a few little updates. We're at 95% complete on our freezer project. We got a punch list scheduled. We're almost wrapped up with that. We had the SBA in today. They looked over the project. I think one of the things that they really liked was we have those backup generators, and if anything in our community goes down, or if we can set up an emergency shelter, there, it gives us a lot of flexibility, those freezers with the backup generator. So very good project. They've come along and they look really nice. Just quick recap of the first full week of school. We've had a lot of good instruction already taking place. We're doing walkthroughs. Everything is kind of coming together as far as the instructional piece. We are working on athletics and getting everything ready for our upcoming football game with Calhoun, which means that
I saw the old Lions Club
The-
wagon out today.
I'm not going to say what I call the wagon, but the wagon is got electric. The maintenance guys are working on it. It's got electric. It's got hot water, and we're hoping it passes the health inspection. Well, I think it will. We will be parked out there and providing hot dogs and nachos and things like that. And we're working through the details around all the construction because there's a lot of construction happening out there. One of the things that I wanted to mention with these goals, and I thought I'd bring it to this meeting in my update, in our national conference last year with ASA, one of the kind of breakthroughs is what AI can do for individual students and how to get individual student growth and disaggregate data. And it just wasn't student data. It's across all sectors and transportation and so on and so forth. I wanted to front load this group that I talked with Ginger today about putting some funds together. There's an AI summit that the National Superintendent's Organization is putting together, and it's in Arizona, and I would like to attend. I don't know much about the ways to utilize AI to help student achievement, but there are many different ways to use it to help student achievement. So I just wanted to give you that as an update. I think that's not until November, but I just wanted to give you an update that I'm thinking about putting together a proposal to see if you guys would let me attend that and see how we could utilize AI here. A little bit more than just, writing emails and things like that, but looking at data and how it disaggregates data and finds gaps in student achievement and things like that.
Well, it's apparently the future, so.
Do you have a +1 for that?
I could.
If not, I was going to say, I hope it's the first day of deer season. You got to go out there.
It's not actually. It's the week before. But I do think you don't know what you don't know until you go out there
Yeah, that's for sure.
and learn about it. And there's a lot of tools that we just don't know about. I mean, and then it's across all sectors. It's being used across all sectors. And so hopefully I get an idea, exactly. I'm more focused. I want to use it for student achievement because I think that would be, it could solve problems there. They have tutoring, they have AI tutoring, they have things that we just can't offer our students. And there's probably things out there that I don't even know about that we could offer students. So just a quick update on that. As far as the start of the year, to report on the cell phones, I was going to do that. So I was kind of wanted to give everybody an update. They have not been an issue. I mean, they are just not.
Good.
I knew it on the first day of school. I didn't even see one on the first day of school. The students are really respecting the rule. There's probably some with them still in their pockets that we're going to have to, make sure that they lock them up. But for the most part, the instructional time, I think we're going to see a vast difference in instructional time in the classroom. So with that all being said, I think we're off to a good start. And if you got any concerns or issues, just please send them to me. I'll be sending out the weekly bulletins. They've already started back. And if you got any questions or concerns on those, just let me know, and I'll try to take care of them.
All right, that'll move us into board member comments. We'll start with Mr. Chapman.
I was just thinking that those cell phones and that instructional time, that could be the 8% we're looking for right there. Could be. And no, besides that, I want to wish all of our fall teams, some of them have already started competing with other schools, but I know that our football teams are getting ready to kick off, and before our next meeting, we will have kicked off for the season. So I just want to wish those teams good luck and thank everybody for their hard work.
All right. I don't have anything at this time. Dr. Miller?
Well, now that we have, the first part of school kicked off and we have all these big gains, I would like to get the math and sciences together and see what projects are on their wish list for their labs and their rooms. Seems like the general political consensus is not for building a new school in Gilmer County at any time soon. So I would like to start a punch list and then maybe have a meeting to prioritize what we can do to improve specifically the high school and the science labs, chemistry lab, biology, physics, what we can do to
Well, modernization.
a lot of modernization, to help those teachers, because the last time I went through, it was all pretty sparse. And, we need some technology and some equipment in there to give our kids the edge that they need.
Mhm.
Also, I'm really proud of our achievement. I'm proud of you, Dr. Minnie. I think we couldn't have done it without your leadership. Also, we've really had, just 100% buy-in from the teachers, and not just the teachers, but the students, the parents, the administration. It is a completely different feeling now than what it was, 3+ years ago that I started this. And I can once again be proud to say that, I'm a product of Gilmer County Schools. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. Mr. Freshour?
I just have a question on the storage building at the elementary school. So it doesn't have to be now, but just an update where the progress is on that.
It looks pretty good.
It's getting close
Yeah, it looks
completion.
pretty good.
It's got the roof on. Of course, we did approve that project without the HVAC, so we are going to have to put HVAC in it, but they're nearing completion on that project. I think they were painting the facing of the brick is already up.
Yeah, it matches pretty well too.
They're into the point where they're
Yeah.
painting the inside, so they're doing some finishing work on it.
Looks good.
That's it.
Mr. Barton?
Well, I would just say at the Career Center, they got a $2 million SBA funding to redo the foods lab for next year. And Hope Gas is one of their business partners. And if you'd ever been in the welding lab, they got a lot of money this year, but for equipment, but those walls were hideous. And Hope came in and painted them, and they painted the foods lab and the conference lab. So it's looking better. And anytime you have a chance, I'd encourage you to go down, because you'd be really proud of the product that those kids and faculty there put out also.
Okay. Any other board member comments? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Moved.
Is there, okay, it's been properly moved in second. We adjourn the meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.